It seems appropriate. We just got raided by Lash, which means we have to check out the Germans. The German Empire being led by a Finnish guy. Don't question it. We've got Wham as the Japanese up against Kiljadi as the HRE. Whew. The HRE have found a whole new groove. You know what? Kiljadi is slay, slay, slay non-stop at the moment. No surprise. This is the type of player that is definitely going to reap the benefits of a new patch ASAP. You have to remember that usually when you release new patches and you change things up, things tend to favor the more aggressive person. And, well, Kiljadi, if nothing else, can be seen as an aggressor. On the other side of the Japanese, this matchup is an interesting one, actually. We weren't really getting opportunities to see much of it, but I always felt like Japan versus HRE was a matchup where I leaned towards the Japanese. I think HRE had a powerful time at the beginning of Castle Age, but the difficulty was affording mass men-at-arms. The later the game went, though, the more I favored Japanese with the Onabagisha spam potency, and also the fact that, actually, if you get into a Imp versus Imp, all upgrades in, Elite Army Tactics, everything else there. Heavy Maces is +6, plus an extra 2 damage afterwards. But by comparison, the Japanese, the Adachi, they've already halved your damage bonus advantage. Then the melee tech is another one. At that point, it's 5 versus 8 extra damage, Men-at-Arms versus Samurai. Then you have to remember Bannerman. The Bannerman aura actually gap closes the rest, and then it's just deflective armor to win out. So I think if HRE are going to win this, it's going to be around Castle Age time. If they equal up and they enter the late game neck and neck with full Arkan farms versus full Shogunate Castle, Arkan will do a bit better, but Shogunate Castle competes well enough that the better premium samurai should win out. Now, I might be getting ahead of myself because considering the players in this lobby, who's to say we even get to Castle Age cleanly? I mean, like, Wham's up for it, right? He's playing Japanese. He's out on the berries already. He's got Tawara. He definitely wants Castle Age. What about this guy, though? I think building land snakes against the Japanese is the quickest way to die, actually. Land snakes might sound good until you remember that, once again, it's a glass cannon you've just built into a Adachi tech. So melee just kill you very quick, right? I'd have to test as well. I think Onabagisha, maybe someone's already tested this. I feel like we just haven't got someone doing this now that like Age of Noob's taking a break. But I think Onabagisha stand just out of range as a second line of defense, right? And they'll clap you down very fast. Like I struggle to see the ability to kill with Landsnet consistently, especially considering how expensive they are. What on earth are you up to, Wham? Let me check Wham's scouting. Okay, he hasn't scouted the center of the map, but there's not enough tree lines for him to mistake this for Himeyama. He knows this is Dry Arabia. Does he know he's built a Koka Township? I mean, he has to, right? You wouldn't build a Kurosawa house here. That would make no sense, but this is already a weird build. Going into Koka feels very awkward, actually, against HRE, because if this gets scouted, if this gets seen straight away, and it's going to get seen before it completes, Kiljadi has a very easy follow-up play, folks. He opens archery range. I really do rate HRE archery range play here with the marching drills there by default. The Shinobi will get chased down. They won't be able to disengage, and they won't be able to gap close easily either. And Kiljadi, is he going to look in? That's the real question here. He might just notice by sheer fact of the fact that there's no Kura storehouse on the backside here, right, when he scouts around. Like, you wouldn't put a Kura on the ford. Let's find out. Kiljadi going in now. I can't believe this, dude. It was a 50-50 split. If he went right side, he'd have all the info he needs. Going left side is actually going to give some hope over to Wham still. So tech up complete. Next to the stone as well, and that has been scouted out. So now Wham's like, okay, wait, is this a second TC play? Please let this be a second TC play, because if it is, mentally, I am doing cartwheels right now. It couldn't get better, right? Like, you going for Koka Township, if this is 2 TC play, it's a jackpot. And considering the amount of wood coming from Kiljadi, this is indeed going to be a 2 TC build. Unless... you son of a... I love this guy. So Wham just waited this around the backside. He finally discovers it. Luckily, he discovers it before he's just convinced it's 2 TC. But this is exactly what I wanted to see. Archery range play. All that wood is going to a good place. The fact this Archon was dropped on the stone like that may be a pivot play later, but part of it was Kiljadi playing mind games here. He wanted to make it look like he was going for the stone so that his opponent would go for an all-in feudal type timing. Because, right, like if it's HRE double, like TC, Japanese fast castle feels a bit weird, right? It feels like you have to try and punish him. But now, this Koka Township play, with it being archers, feels worthless. Needs to be careful not to jump in too quickly. Cool thing is, actually, you can just break away. And what? Don't make no mistake about it, folks. This is the Shinobi. Okay, wait, did they... Wait, what? Guys, they... Oh, like, was this intentional? The UI has been updated so that now we don't see the eye anymore. Even when we're watching the Japanese player. That's weird. That's really, really weird. Other side of an outpost has been scout going up, so it's very clearly still a fast castle play. This is where I dislike the Koka Township element now. I mean, sure, you could argue, you know, I mean, sure, he didn't even use a Shunshin. That's insane. But you can argue, like, great, you know, you've forced your opponent to react to this, but he was always going to react this way, right? Like, the thing that kind of worries me now is this going to be a standard stables opening? I don't like it if it is. If, however, this is, say, a Rax opening, you can counter your enemy's comp. The negative of what you've done here by going Koka Township is now you don't have all these free farms being added in, right? You don't have the extra runway. So that's quite worrisome. It means that you're going to run out of food quite abruptly. Well, not too abruptly. 15 sheep left over, but it is going to feel quite painful. Credit to him, actually. He did get most of the sheep, and I'm wondering if that's why Wham decided on the Koka Township, is that he saw how many sheep he had, and he wanted to punish an HRE player for having to go wider. Wait, I don't mind this position for Killjadi. Flown Gate is on the way. If Wham could just play... I think you do just play Rack still, right? And then you go wide. You play Relics. Because a group of Onabagisha could easily run this down, and there's no way that Killjadi feels good when half his comp is Spearman playing into Mass Onabagisha. Right? Like, the Archers will be having a field day, sure, but, like, you know, half your lineup is just going to struggle to disengage. In fact, even with marching drills against Onabagisha, you can't disengage. I've got a weird feeling this is going to be stables, though. Like every Japanese player under the sun. Farms in the meantime added in. Berries being gathered. So that's not too bad for Killjadi, right? It sucks he didn't get that many sheep, but because he's on berries, he at least has a decent gathering rate underneath the Arkin. And it is going to be Rax. Correct call from Wham. You know, you've got a lot of food to work with now, and you could argue you could afford the Mounted Samurai, but the reality is by going Mounted Samurai, you get countered. And it feels really bad to build Mounted Samurai against HRE Spearmen because they're so fast, right? They can very easily gap close on you. This just feels a lot better because the Onabagisha will still be able to gap close your enemy, but there's literally no solution Killjadi can have to spamming Rax units. Even the Onabagisha, if you spam them up, is good. Okay, that to me is weird though. Wham chooses to go for the Samurai instead. You can get indefinitely kited here. The reason I like Onabagisha more is like it's delayed to get the essence of it together. I guess from Wham's perspective, he's saying, okay, I know he's got a lot of HRE field units. If I don't build Samurai to tank, I can't hold the outpost, right? Because it's not fortified. And if that happens, it's GG because I have no gold. So I can eventually go Onabagisha, but in the meantime, I have to go Samurai. That's a very responsible choice if that's the case from Wham. It makes a lot of sense from that perspective, right? Like, Onabagisha would feel a lot better if you weren't facing this run-in from Killjadi. But you know he's the type of player to not let go, right? Like, he's not going to slow down. In fact, if anything, he's escalating. Rambil. Clean way to try and deal with the outpost. Samurai. Not the way you want to be fighting with them right now. Adachi is not in. Archers are going to dive through and look for the villagers. Ram should be able to get through the outpost quick enough here. Spearmen are being sacrificed, though. That outpost needs to be finished off. Torches are going to be held on. Nicely played there. So Wham is going to lose the power of the outpost. Villagers are going to get targeted out. Archers do not have any blacksmith upgrades. They don't hit that hard. So well played there. The Undermesh really is coming in clutch, even to save additional villagers. Killjadi gets some damage done, but arguably not enough here. Now, the only upside, of course, is kiting here. These archers move insanely fast. The Samurai will not be able to gap close, but Also now, while this has been going on, Wham realistically should be able to find more relics. Wow, he dragged this one from far on out. Second Yorishiro should be coming out in just a few seconds. Yeah, 5 seconds out. 2 relics are waiting at home. This could easily be a 4-relic game for Wham, which is a huge deal against the HRE. And, you know, we've been seeing a few of these games where Killjadi lets people have all the relics and never techs up. I'm wondering if we're looking at one of those again. Because he's still adding in archers. In fact, he's adding in quite a few. It's kind of interesting to watch Killjadi essentially play land maps with HRE like you play water maps, right? Like, the reason why HRE is so good on water maps is because of their ability to scale efficiently into a feudal army on the sea, right? Their goal is to end the game or get a decisive win in terms of lead in 15 minutes, so their initial wood line is great because that buff rate with the Ark and Chapel. Killjadi's doing the similar thing here. Smash gonna come in. No, Odachi though. Wham didn't choose to rush into it. Men-at-Arms are now going to be able to body block this out because of that. Looks like the 4 Samurai are going to get wiped out. Odachi coming in far too late here. Yeah, this trickle of troops is also dangerous. I don't like the Wham's sending them into their death. It's a conga line of death, right? The Men-at-Arms are holding long enough. The archers are starting to make a difference. Melee armor also coming in soon. It might have been better if Killjadi could have kited this a little bit, but remember behind this, because the Men-at-Arms are absorbing all the blows, the archer mass is building. Low HP one's just being targeted out. And behind this, we really have to be cognitive of the fact that Wham doesn't have infinite food. This is not a Kura storehouse transition. He's got 6 sheep left over. He's on pocketed resources in the deer already. So this is becoming quite awkward, right? Like, the idea of spamming unlimited samurai isn't really that feasible yet. So Wham needs to be very careful, delicate in the way that he uses these initial samurai. Out of time as he dives to TC. Men-at-Arms just absorb the blows, though. Good micro from Killjadi. Wham, a little bit slow to react to this. Means he's wasting time on the wrong units, right? The archer mass actually is peeled off. Look at this. Dude, I wondered where they went. The confidence on Killjadi to say, I don't need these guys defending me right now. He breaks off with the mass of his archers and sends them around the back. He's looking for eco damage. Dude, that is crazy. How many of us would have doubled down on defending here? It makes sense, right? Like, you know, clear the samurai up, then go on the offensive. But this read by Killjadi is saying, no, this is enough. I don't need to, like, overkill him. I just need to bog him down here. It's smart because what it's doing to Wham is it's convincing him he needs to add in more samurai. He needs to send them in one by one still. And it means the archers, although they're going to run into a wall, can easily now run past the TC. And the reason this is genius from Killjadi is because it's a double deer back spawn. Everything he needs to shut down is in one location. Oh man, and shut down him he has. Daimyo just came in, but it feels like, you know, this timing doesn't align anymore. Archers moving in, villagers have been found, and that's going to be a 1 here. It's enough. Killjadi, this is sick. He's going to find so much as well with the marching drills. There's just no running away. Was that what? Like, wait, is that all the wheelbarrow text? Because it doesn't feel like it. Good God, no. He hasn't got them yet. Takasaiku's only now coming in. Tries to tug out the Shinto. He's going to be able to take him out. Archer's just able to kite this out indefinitely, though. And the defense has held. What an insane play by Killjadi. He's now 10 eco ahead, an entire age behind. But militarily, Wham's force feels underwhelming. And folks, this is worse, right? Like, whenever he goes through the villager kills, he's not trading well at all. No Adachi effect there. Just the 13 damage per strike. Make it 12 because of the resistance he's got there. So it takes, what, 5 hits? I'm sorry, 4 hits. No, 5. It would take 4 hits if it wasn't for the melee armor. And arms low on HP, but look at the micro. Once again, Killjadi's like, okay, no, just peel them back in a way. Target them down one by one. On the other side of it, the reinforcements have literally spent this entire time chasing after archers they can never touch. This is the dawn of a new empire, folks. I am so happy, I'm ecstatic that we're now seeing prolonged feudal play out the HRE. I've got a worrisome feeling they might be a little bit too strong. Because here's the thing, right? Like, you know, French get blacksmiths melee techs for free, right? But they at least have to build a blacksmiths. The fact you don't even have to spend 150 wood saves you so much resource, right? Think about the cost savings. That's almost 2 extra archers in terms of actual wood cost. That's 3 extra archers. It doesn't sound like a lot until you remember we're talking literally like 4-5 minutes into a game. Camp now on the sacred sites. Archers rotating. 2 groups of them now, in fact. This game is quickly becoming uncomfortable. And it looks like it's going to be a 2 TC play. I hope he's rushing that. 12 villagers might get intercepted. The timing might not align. Remember, Kiljardi already knows about the wall, so he shouldn't be going all the way around the backside. In fact, if he sees this, guys, Textiles is at least there, but you're going to see him ignore the Samurai. Like, you just ignore Samurai, you dive in. All he wants is eco kills right now, and he's going to find them. Villagers need to pull back. Wow, dude, this is getting bad. Textiles means... What, dude? Are you kidding me? That was sick. Kiljardi, he brought both of them low and then split micro the group while being chased by Odachi Samurai. That is incredible. The Finn is not finished with the aggro. He continues on, dives in even deeper. He's looking for the deer stack. Second group of archers is also commencing towards that area. Convening Shai saying, well, this is looking ugly. That's pretty much all the food income now. And he's getting ready for a tech up. Not only that, guys, he has 18 men-at-arms. What did I say about the men-at-arms Samurai matchup? Castle Age is where the HRE is more scary. We're about to get there. With 20 MAA versus about the same count of Samurai. Archer group still just patrolling around. Oh my god. And it's not even going to be Regnants. Why would it, guys? There's no relics left. It's going to be the Burgrave spam, which means the tech unlocks are going to be insanely quick, and the men-at-arms are already on the way! Kiljardi, the things you do to my heart, my friend. Once upon a time, he was known as a Dark Age English men-at-arms spammer. Look at how far our beautiful Finn has come. And remember this Burgrave, you know, you say, oh, you still got to unlock the tech, right? Yeah, but you're going to unlock it in, what was it, 8 seconds? Sorry, 6 seconds. 6 seconds unlock on the men-at-arms timing. A little bit of an overextension. He misread the timing slightly. But this army will be capable of fighting this off. 13 men-at-arms versus 13 samurai. If he uses the archers to get rid of the deflective, even easier. Flash now coming in. Upgrade is in. He just needs the heavy maces. Kiljardi, where are they? He's got the gold for it. Queued it up now. 10 seconds away. He needs to wait for that tech, and then it's an easy-peasy engagement. Ooh, lordy. What a game. Farms are finally being added in, so Wham looking to actually get back to life here, but compared to the food economy of Kiljardi, it is nothing. And here we go. Heavy maces are in. A heavy mace to the face. And the samurai are going to feel the pain in the morning. Even the double-hander. This game, I mean, this has to be over, right? Crossbow's now being added in. Wham has been in Castle Age for, what, 10 minutes? And he is yet to make a transition. I don't think he ever will. And he can't even run away, remember. 1.12 versus 1.58 when charging, 1.24 when not. There is no escaping the men-at-arms. Reminder that Kiljardi got less food on the map from the sheep. Wham got most of it. But because he prepped these farms, this is an efficient Burgrave because the spam will not stop. What an insane game. Well played. Kiljardi now moving in for what looks like will be the killing blow. Samurai count rescaling again for Wham. But it's only Samurai. Nothing else to back him up here. Flash comes in. It's going to be a wipe. Kiljardi will not back down now. He can sense the weakness. When he sees this small number of samurai to face him at the base, he knows definitively he's gotten by the long curlies. Phantom and Aura is gone. Even harder to now fight. Melee Tech level 3 hasn't even been researched. You're not even close to competing with this. It's an absolute walloping. Archers can now just peel off and hunt for the eco again like they did last time. And this time, Kiljardi's here to stay permanently. Dude. Archer transition attempt coming in. Ona Bagisha trying to be added in as well. It's just not going to work at this stage. The income is going to be flatlining. Deer, last of them are being exhausted. At that point, it's just going to be, what, 5 farms and nothing else. I just think, wow, he doesn't have enough eco stretch to afford this many farms. And you know that Killjardy already has his. Death feels like an inevitability here. Archers are wrapping around that final deer stat location. And that should be everything in this game. What a cool game, man. HRE. Man, watching gameplay like this is making me want to pick them up and start playing them again. What a phenomenal execution by Killjardy. Great understanding of the matchup. He highlighted that when this goes into Japanese's favor is when you go Imperial Plus. He never let that happen. He played a prolonged Feudal. He starved the Japanese player out. And then when it mattered most, he made this cast stage transition that was the creme de la creme to annihilate these samurai. Well, it truly is the last of the samurai, right? Katana Bannerman, last one left alive. It's an attempt to go into Onimusha, but that's just not scalable at this stage. You just don't have the food income for it. If you guys like what you're seeing here, be sure to check out Killjardy. He does occasionally stream. This guy is always a sensation and enjoyment to watch play. This is the get the duck out of my game if I've ever seen it from Killjardy. The villager pull for a castle drop that he knows the Japanese have 0 units to stop. Textiles should be there as well, right? No, so a little bit risky against the TC, but overall I think it's an irrelevant detail. He's even adding in Landsneck now. He's still killing these villagers. Good God. And taking the ball. Or rather blocking the ball. Oh. What a refreshing sight. HRE with an option other than just rushing Imperial Age is something I've been waiting 2+ years for. I think it's fair to say it's finally here. Villagers are going to garrison inside to try and stop the castle going up. No textiles means this is going to be tight. But I think it's an irrelevant detail at this stage. Everything else is just already falling apart. I think the only reason that Wham believes there's maybe a shot is the Yorishiros, the Floating Gate farmhouse. Keep is going to be cancelled. Killjardy realizes he was overambitious here. We'll go for someone a bit more defensive, but GG gets called. All in the Feudal into a delayed Burgrave. What an absolute treat.